Welcome back. The show 60 Days In is back on A&E for an all-new season, and Sheriff Reginald B. Scandrett is joining us today to tell us all about this unique season with some things that have never been done before. This is taking place at a jail in Georgia. Sheriff, thanks for being here today. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
So I understand this new season, 7 ex-cons go undercover at the jail. Tell me more about that.
Yes, we solicited and sought after 7 ex-cons so that they can go in and give us a deeper context or deeper perspective on the things that we just probably would not know or see. This is a year and a half for me, and it was important on making sure that we had eyes and ears inside to tell me realistically what we needed to address and what we needed to fix immediately.
You know, I'm really impressed that these individuals were willing to go back in, to go undercover. Definitely a different situation, but still to have the ability to put themselves back in that place. What type of intel were you able to get? The whole goal, as you mentioned, of this is to help improve conditions for everyone. So what can you tell me about some of the information that you received from these individuals that were undercover?
Well, what I can tell you is that that is the reason for the show. Quite frankly, I want to make sure I don't ruin the things that you would see. But it's very interesting to us from a command staff perspective that some of the things that we saw shocked our conscience. And this is my 33rd year doing this, being in the law enforcement business. And it was imperative that we go in and take a very hard look. We looked at it as game film and also being or having exploratory surgery. You never know what you have until you go in. And since we went in, we saw some things that were shocking, and we dealt with them, the vast majority of them, in real time.
And before the show, because we don't want to spoil anything for this season, so before you started filming that, what types of changes have occurred during your time serving as sheriff in this capacity?
Well, it's interesting. When I came on board, I inherited a great deal. I mean, just fundamentally not where we should be in the 21st century with respect to law enforcement. And in addition to that, law enforcement and the community have been at challenging odds for quite some time. And it's important that we're transparent, that we try to build relationships back together brick by brick. And you do that by establishing relationships. No relationship, no trust. And so we're being completely open with respect to the things that we see, what we do, what we experience on a day-to-day basis. And you will see that in 60 Days In to get a snippet of what's going on in law enforcement, what are we doing professionally, and what we're doing personally. So you can get a holistic view of who we are and what we do.
And I know we've been hearing a lot about mental health, especially when it comes to people who are incarcerated. Was that part of what was happening here? Were you able to get some intel about mental health and be able to improve that and how you treat individuals with mental health issues who are incarcerated?
Absolutely. That was one of the things that we did find that was glaringly obvious when you look at the show. And it allowed us, me particularly, to get the right type of professional people that was inside here and consistently that we're able to give oversight to, give them the treatment that they need while they're in my custody so that when they go on, they're a lot better than they were before they got here.
And do you worry about the prisoners finding out that so many among them are undercover? Are you concerned about the consequences if that is revealed, if they do find that out?
No, because everyone that you will see on film signed releases. And so they are doing the process. They were told that we're doing the documentary. So their consciousness has been raised, that cameras were around. They in fact saw them. So I don't think that there will be any subsequent issues with respect to that.
So everyone seems to understand this is for the greater good, to be able to go in to get this information and also to be able to show it to everyone in this capacity, in this format.
That's true. Well, the bottom line is that we want to get it right from a professional perspective, a law enforcement perspective. And when people come into a jail facility, they're people. And one of the things that I swore an oath to, and all sheriffs swear an oath to, is to treat people humanely. And that's the objective. In order to do that, we need to know specifically what the concerns are so that we can fix them. And we're well on the road, a journey to doing that in real time.
And anything else that you'd like us to know as we head into this all new season of 60 Days In?
Well, as you journey with us along this long ride that we're going to take, just open your minds up in terms of where we are as with respect to being people. Law enforcement go through a lot of challenges, and we want to make sure that we have in all of our getting that we have understanding with respect to the community, and we're hoping that the community would do the same as they see the challenges that we deal with on a day-to-day basis, and that we need to raise our level in our game to be excellent in the season that we were called to be in.
Well, 60 Days In premieres on A&E Thursday, August 18th. Thank you so much, Sheriff Scandrett, for joining us today. Really appreciate your time, your information, your dedication to help improve conditions where you're at. So thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll be sure to tune in. We'll be back with more right after this.